So you know that when you have to calculate NDP, the formula is, so I want that you come out from the formula book set. Okay. So normally you know that when you have to calculate NDP, so NDP stands for net domestic product. So when you have to calculate NDP, the formula is NDP is equal to GDP minus depreciation. Similarly, when you have to calculate NNP, so NNP stands for, okay, GNP minus depreciation. Yes or no? Although the same word depreciation, that is depreciation, appreciation, will study in depreciation, appreciation we will study in your balance of payment also, but that is different, okay, from this. Okay, so although the same word is used there, but that has a different meaning when we talk about this, so don't get confused. Okay, so we are using a word depreciation here. Now can you tell me what actually it is? Okay, now why I have spent the time on GDP and GNP, now you will understand that thing. Okay, because I know most of the students get confused with respect to GDP GNP. Now, now I hope your concept with respect to GDP and GNP is clear, that the purpose of calculating GDP is that we want to calculate the total final goods and services, or I can say total new final goods and services produced in a country. Okay, so we convert it into monetary value. Okay, now you know why we convert it into monetary value, because we know this thing, that it is because all the items, okay, all the items are measured, okay, or you can say, or we have to bring all the items in same unit, and the best unit is monetary value only. Clear? So that is why you know that I told you that you can count some items, but some items you cannot count, okay, like liter, kg and all those things. So it's better to convert everything in monetary value. So basically our purpose, okay, our purpose is to find, you can say, through GDP, okay, our purpose is to find the total new final goods and services, produced, and that we convert into monetary value, clear? So this is what you have to understand, total new final goods and services that we convert into what? That is monetary value. Now no doubt, in order to please listen it carefully, okay, okay, so please listen it carefully. No doubt, whatever total new goods and services we are producing, okay, every year. So for example, just taking for your reference, for example, last year my GDP is 100. So now when I am writing word 100, I hope now you understood what basically I am telling you. So when I am writing word 100, it means this is the amount of total new goods and services we produced. Now ultimately our intention will be this, that next year, okay, so if suppose last year our GDP was 100, so next year our intention will be, okay, next year our intention will be that our GDP must be at least, 100 or more. So you never want, okay, you never want that it should reduce less than this. Yes or no? So ultimately, at least our intention should be that next year it should be at least 100. I am saying at least, okay, that is at least 100 or more. Now, no doubt, in order to produce this GDP worth rupees 100, we have used some machines. So it means on those machines I have to spend an amount. Okay, I have to spend the amount that is called as depreciation. So I can say, okay, depreciation means the cost of maintenance. Okay, cost of maintenance, or you can say wear and tear cost. wear and tear cost. So it means I have to see that if I want to maintain the GDP of 100, how much I have to at least spend. Okay, how much I have to at least spend, that at least I have 100 GDP. Or if I want to spend, or if I want to increase my GDP, it means I have to spend more also, that is investment. So that you understood through depreciation. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Okay, that is what you have to understood through depreciation. Clear? So ultimately it can be like this. It can be like this. If suppose my GDP is 100, okay, and next year again I want that at least GDP should be 100. Okay, so I want, or you spend 10 rupees as depreciation. Okay, so it means you can understand in this way. Okay, in one case, or in case 1, you spend the depreciation amount, for example 10 rupees. In second case, you spend the depreciation amount, for example 60 rupees. So in this case, in order to get a GDP of 100, you spend 10 rupees. So effectively your NDP is 100 minus 10. So it means 90. Okay, so it means to get the same GDP, that you get last year, you have to spend 10. So this is case 1. And here in case 2, what we have seen, to get the same GDP, that is 100, okay, you spend 60 rupees. So effectively your GDP is, that is net domestic product, is 100 minus 60, it means 40. Okay, it means what? That is 40. Clear? So this is what you have to understand. तो एक तरह से आप ऐसे समझो कि daily you want to study, for example 8 hours. So it is mandatory that you have to go for sleep. Okay, that is 6 hours sleep. Okay, that is 6 hours sleep. So if you want, effectively you want to use your 8 hours, so it is must that you go for 6 hours. But someday you try to sleep less, means 3 hours only, or you sleep get disturbed and you sleep only for 3 hours. You will see that next day your effectiveness will be less. Same here is, okay, same here. So ultimately you want that by spending less on the maintenance cost, I get more amount, okay, or I get more GDP. Clear? This is the purpose of calculating, you can say GDP and NDP. Okay, this is the purpose of calculating GDP and NDP. Okay, so you know that as your economy get old, so you have to calculate that I have to replace the old machines with the new machines, and how much will be the depreciation for that. Okay, how much will be the depreciation for that? If not clear, you can understand in this way. You purchase a car, so whenever you purchase a car, your one question to the, you can say, car company is that what is the average of this car, okay, as well as what is the maintenance cost of this car. If suppose you purchase a 10 lakh rupees car and that person will say you that the maintenance cost is, you can say 20,000 per year. So you calculate this thing, that if maintenance cost is 20,000 per year, okay, provided you are driving your car smoothly, if 20,000 per year, it means in 10 years you have to spend 2 lakh rupees. Okay, 2 lakh. So effectively your car cost is 12 lakh. Okay, now if suppose they say you that per year the maintenance cost is 1 lakh, okay, then you have to calculate that 10 lakh car I have purchased, okay, and 1 lakh I have to spend, so it means my car price will be 20 lakh. Okay, so it means you will go for that car whose maintenance cost is less. So when you spend 20,000, your car average will be maintained. When you spend 1 lakh, then you are able to maintain your car. So it's better you want to replace that car, okay, with the new car whose maintenance cost is less. Clear? Clear? That is why we calculate depreciation concept. Similarly, so ultimately this is what we want to see through depreciation, that how much how much amount we are spending in order to sustain my economy or sustain my GDP, okay, or at least get what GDP that which I get last year, okay. So this is the amount I spent in order to get at least the previous year GDP, okay. This is one thing, okay. So you can say amount spent on maintenance, or you can say wear and tear, in order to get at least last year GDP number. So I am talking about at least last year GDP number. Clear? At least last year GDP number. Okay. This is what you have to first spend. Okay. And every economy says that it should be less. Okay. So maintenance cost should be less. So every economy desire. Okay. So you can say every economy desire that it should be less. Second thing that we are looking for now, second thing is a concern in depreciation, that is through depreciation value we want to see, okay, that whatever amount we are spending on maintenance, is it a part of Indian economy or is it a part of some other country, okay. So like if I talk about Boeing aircraft, okay, so you know that these aircraft are used to take people from one country to another country. So ultimately you know that whatever you can say Indigo, SpiceJet, Air India, Vistara, whatever flights we have or whatever aeroplanes they are using, all are manufactured outside. Now they have their maintenance cost also. So in order to ensure that these flights will provide the same services which they provided last year, okay, so there is necessary or it is necessary to spend money on maintenance. So when you spend money on maintenance, so that money goes outside the country. So it's a concern. So through this depreciation, you also measure this thing that if that remains within the country, it no doubt that will be the part of GDP itself. But if that money is going outside the country, then it's a concern. Clear? Is it clear to you? Okay. So ultimately, the amount of depreciation also indicate that such amount is part of a country or not, is part of a country or not. Clear? So it means if it is a part of a country, it means it will again become a part of GDP. So for example, you are having you are Indigo company and I am providing services like in terms of maintenance. So it means that money will remain in my territory only. But if suppose I am coming from outside the country to service your aircraft, so it means whatever you provide me, that I'll take back. Okay, definitely I'll take back. So I come specially in India to service your aircraft. Okay, so this is what. That is why sometime you have seen in newspaper that Government of India talks about technology transfer. Okay, Government of India talks about technology transfer. Clear?